Bonsoir on Newsnight. Welcome back to eNCA. Voici le rapport de sport. Donald Ramphadi is expected to touch down at 9:20 tonight at the OR Tambo International Airport. The South African wheelchair tennis star returns to the country for the first time following a successful French Open. Ramphadi and his doubles partner Andy Lepthorne defeated Heath Davidson and Robert Shaw to claim the quad wheelchair title. eNCA's Hloni Mtimkulu joins us live from the OR Tambo International Airport. Good evening, Hloni. Great to be chatting to you tonight. Has our superstar touched down on South African soil yet?
Good evening, Arthur. So the story of Donald Ramphadi returning to South Africa from the French Open is getting more and more interesting. He was meant to land this morning at around 8:10, but then his flight was delayed, or there were weather problems in France, so he had to then reroute via Amsterdam, and he was set to arrive this evening at 9:20, but now his flight is delayed by about an hour, so we're still waiting for him. He's now landing at around 10:16. So our star, who is the world number 4 in the quad doubles, Donald Ramphadi, is yet to land, but he should be here in the next, hour and a half. So we'll definitely be waiting for him. We're very excited. I mean, what he's done, winning that French Open doubles title, is definitely a big deal. And just when you think about his story as well in tennis and how he's just kind of struggled through over the past few years, and to just kind of get to where he is over the last 2 years, it's definitely a big deal, and we're definitely excited to see him. There aren't a lot of people here, just so you know, it's just a bit of a small crowd, but we expect that the minister will be here just to welcome him. There was meant to be a bigger event or a bigger occasion this morning, but of course with the flight being delayed and everything having to move around, that is not going to happen anymore. But the minister will still be here, so that should be, I think, a big enough deal to say that this is actually a big deal for Donald Ramphadi, Arthur.
Oh yes, indeed, a champion's entrance for Donald. Of course, the whole nation's waiting for his arrival. But let's speak about this victory and how important it is, taking the opportunity given to him at the 2022 Australian Open as a wild card. Where will the victory in France, in a sense, rank with where he's obviously left off from the 2022 Oz Open?
Yeah, you know, I think with sport, we talk so much about opportunities and how what happens when you give people opportunities in sport, right? And this is what happened with Donald last year when he was given a wild card to the Australian Open right at the beginning of 2022. At that point, he was just around the 20th in terms of the ITF rankings. And since then, he's now world number 4. So since then, he hasn't looked back, and he's been able to win a few titles last year and some this year as well, leading up, of course, to that Roland Garros title. So he's just been able to make the best of a situation that he was given. Before that, he had spoken very openly about his struggles with funding, that he hadn't been able to travel, he couldn't qualify. He wanted to qualify for the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games. He wasn't able to do that because he didn't have funds to go around traveling. And that's a big thing, or a big conversation within wheelchair tennis, that the players can't always travel because there's additional measures and additional things to think about. So since Australian Open, he's been able to take part in all 4 slams. So last year he took part in Australia, he was at the French Open, he did Wimbledon, and then he also did the US Open for the first time. So, you know, he was able to get, how he did it, he was able to get prize money from that Australian Open wildcard entry. I think he finished in the first round, but still, the prize money that he got from that was enough for him to be able to get through the other Grand Slams. And by picking up entry fees, by picking up points as well, then he's able to get more money, and that will be able to propel the rest of his year, just in terms of being able to raise the funds that he needs to get by. So he's been able to do that, and now I think we see the fruits of that, you know, with a little bit of opportunity, with a little bit of funding, he's then able to get to a French Open, become the first man since post-isolation to win a French Open title. The last time that happened was in 1981 with Johan Kriek. So opportunities, I think that is one of the things that is a part of Donald Ramphadi's story, Arthur.
Thank you very much, Hloni. We have run out of time. I'm sure in the next hour we have an opportunity to get that up close and personal with yourself and Donald Ramphadi.